Adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, refer to different forms of chronic and acute stress, or even traumatic events that can happen in a young person's life from birth to age 18. So that might look like experiences of physical or emotional or sexual abuse or physical or emotional neglect, but it could also be things like death of a parent or a caregiver, or someone in the home struggling with a mental illness or a substance abuse issue. But it could also be forms of trauma and adversity that occur within the community violence, poverty, housing insecurity, food instability, as well as forms of trauma that can occur in the environment, natural disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes, etc., or wildfires, which we've seen a lot of on the West Coast where I live. And so it can really broadly refer to, it's almost impossible, in fact, to create a complete list of all of the different forms of adversity and trauma that can impact young people. But the important thing to realize is that those experiences of adversity and trauma, they can have what's called in the body kind of a toxic stress response. It can trigger a survival response for a student. They can put them into a persistent state of hypervigilance, of fight, flight, and freeze behaviors. And they can show up in our classrooms in a variety of different behaviors, as well as social emotional struggles like anxiety and depression. And I think one of the most important things to take away from this, especially coming, in this time of this pandemic and as we move hopefully out of it, is realizing that the majority of students in our schools, and research has actually shown this for quite a while, have experienced at least one or more adverse childhood experiences. So this is really a school-wide approach. This is looking at how do we best support the resilience and social emotional well-being of all of our students, especially those impacted by ACEs and trauma.
For more information about social and emotional learning, please visit adlit.org. This project was made possible by a partnership between the National Education Association and WETA.